Boosh. Whoops.
Oh no, I went live. Hey, True Badger, don't get...
Welcome to my world.
This is our blooper reel. We're going to start out with a couple bloopers today.
Well, we may as well record that.
Let's go.
So, just to let you all know, when it's time to press the button and go live, you can't actually have the videos on. So the person pushing the buttons to go live has no idea that the rest of the group has gone south. Anyway, hey ladies, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you?
Excellent.
Fantastic. It's great to see you. Guys, we are the DeFi Divas. We are here every Thursday at 4:00 p.m.-ish, sometimes a little after 4.
Every other.
Oh, yeah, every other, right? Every other.
We do show up for work every Thursday, but we go live every other.
Are you sure? All right. I don't know if some of you know, Peter Gantner is traveling today. So sometimes when when the boss is out,
Cat's away.
we take it off the rails. This might be one of those days.
It might be.
All right. Well, my name is Deb Caswell, and I have with me, of course, Rhonda Benbow. Dawn Clifton is heads down working on some major projects, so she's not able to join us today. And we have Carolyn Smith. If you don't know who Carolyn Smith is, then you haven't come to a Zoom room to get some help with how the heck do you get into crypto in the first place, right? Carolyn heads up a team of Zoomers who are on every day helping people get into crypto, sometimes for the first time, sometimes just help. It's not an easy place to be, right, ladies? Is it a little overwhelming at times?
Not even close. So when they come into the room and they say, what is the easiest? Well, we're already laughing by that point, because it's like, there's no easy. There's no quick, there's no easy, but there is a path.
And what we have learned by being in this space for this long is that if it were easy, everybody would be here and you wouldn't have these huge opportunities that we have right now in this DeFi space. So right now is the time, guys. If you haven't jumped in and got yourself a little crypto, today's the day we want you to start. And we're going to talk about some of the resources that we have to help all of you get yourself started or continue or jump into a new project that we're doing. Whatever your plan is, we've got a resource for you. Rhonda, I'm going to kick it over to you because you had come up with some ideas for today's call. The big brainstorm.
I was given the state of crypto currently and its little downward ride that it's on, people tend to like freak out, saying it mildly, right? And when you're under that kind of stress and all of a sudden you see this what you're looking at, this resource, this investment, this pool of tokens, and you're watching their value go down and you panic. And we've seen it time after time. People panic and then they sell. And we do it without the knowledge or doing the research that we did when we jumped in. We did research to see, what do I want into this project? Do I want into that project? What are the people behind it? What are the resources behind it? And this is amazing, I'm in. And then all of a sudden when the price tanks, we forget that all of those reasons you jumped in still exist, that the team is still behind it, that our resources are still there, that we're growing, that we're putting hours and hours into new. And what's happened in the market is not because of True Badger or Insights or Tapufied. It's BNB and the market going down. And yet through that, our tokens have really remained very stable and we're holding our own. And that is a testament to just how strong our community is and how strong the projects are and the plans that we have for them. And so when I see people sell off and swap out and move into something else, or just go to fiat and say no, it just, it hurts our hearts, right? Because we know when it bounces back up, oh my goodness, the riches are awaiting, right? And often we do it out of just a lack of understanding that this is just a bump in the road. This is a bump, and it happens on an ongoing basis, that it's part of the journey. And that's one of the things I love about Sapphify. You can put all of your tokens in a safe, and then I'm not looking at them every day on, on my Trust Wallet Go, making those little swings up and down. It's like, no, it's tucked away there. It's safe. It's safe and sound. It's doing its thing, and it's going to grow, and it's going to, dip. And when I look at the knowledge that our team has and the resources that we're putting out there, I really see no reason for all of us to do panic selling. It's when you have that opportunity to go, no, let me understand this deeper, and it's the perfect time to do it. Yeah. So we have the Telegram group as a resource for answers and questions. We have the Wallet Warriors, the Zoom room onboarders, amazing. The last time I went through that, Carolyn, I do a couple of calls a week with Peter, and we use the onboarding system when we show it to them, and we get to the link that pops open the chat, and I just want to type in there, hey, it's Peter and Rhonda.
We usually know by who's typing in there sometimes.
Okay. But when we walk people through that whole process, at the end, you've added how to open up a safe. You've added, how to buy Polygon for the NFTs. And so it's ever evolving and growing and changing and refining. So even if you used the onboarding system 3 or 4 weeks ago or a month ago, going back in there now when you have that question, quick and easy, and you guys have all grown. You all added a ton of knowledge, and you've added another service, which I think is very cool, Carolyn, because I have gone into that Zoom room and gone, oh, geez, I'm really monopolizing your time.
And we
I don't
invoice
want all
you.
these other people watching. So, tell us, what is it that you're being able to offer now for folks that come into the Zoom room?
Thank you for asking. Actually, when you were talking about people selling off, when they get that, when the tokens are going up and down, and because our goal is, we've asked for this. We've asked for people who aren't in the crypto space. We've opened our doors up to this wild west and invited it right in. But I've had people come into the room and they're like, how do I swap out my tokens, and how do I do this? And I always, can I just ask why? Why are you thinking, well, it used to be so much, and now it's come down. And I said, well, when you think about it, now would be the absolute worst time to sell it. I said, why don't you wait? If you really need to take some profit out, or you really need to take some out, let's wait until it comes, when it goes back up. And then you never know, it might just keep going and going and going. So there's been a few people that I don't give a financial advice. I just suggest, make a suggestion, or I put it under the education, because that's what we are doing there, is we are trying to educate people. Yeah. We are trying to get them to the point where they can do research on their own, where they can go through the onboarding path. They get stuck, they come see us. Yeah. But once they've done it once or twice, they do feel pretty comfortable. However, they do get to the point where they just want someone to be there. They just want someone to be there for them. Or they have, something new's come up. Crypto.com just recently updated their security. So people are going in, they've been using their Crypto.com for months, and now they have to download their 2FA again. And now the whitelisting, they whitelist their wallet, but now there's a hold for 24 hours on their funds because of the increased security. So even though they've done it once, when something new comes up, we have absolutely no problem helping them and teaching them. But we also have some people who admittedly say, I will never, ever, ever do this by myself. I will always come to you for help. So we really saw a need for, to extend our services, to extend our education, to extend our tutoring, our hand-holding, our white glove hand-holding service, people that would come back, a day after day after day. Some people come back because they need the help. Some people come back because they don't want to do their homework. They don't want to read. They don't want to watch. Absolutely, Sophia. And and so we decided that there was a need for paid one-on-one private. You can book an appointment, book it on the calendar, and we'll send you an invoice. You pay your invoice, you tell us what you need, we book you a spot, you come in the next day, you go off into one of our breakout rooms with a Zoomer, and you go through the list or whatever you need to take care of, and we work with you and get you done. So those are our paid services that we do. And sometimes if you're in the room and you know you're going to be a long time and we're busy with other people who are new and setting up their wallets, then if there's a couple people on, we can just send you off and then invoice you later. If you're already there, we've got someone to help you. We can take care of it right then and there. If we're busy with our new people, then we ask that you make an appointment. So we're really trying to cater to the needs of everyone, but we do get busy, and our time is valuable. And so we thought that this would be an additional service that we could offer to our clients.
I love it. And, while we're talking about that, I've got a couple of things. First, with the price of tokens, we need to talk about that. But then I want to, since Carolyn was just talking about our Zoomers and we have a place for you to go for help, I want to show you where to go. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to, and hopefully Sharona will have put the link to this out on YouTube. This is our Nexus ecosystem. This is a beautiful page that was put together to keep people apprised of all of the things that we're doing inside of our True Badger Nexus ecosystem. That's all of our tokens combined, right? And you can scroll this page and really learn a lot about each one of our projects. I love this. You guys, I love this website for sharing about what we're doing with other people so that they can get involved and get themselves some tokens. But what I love most is this right here. You can watch this wonderful video. Click here, see if you qualify for free crypto. Think in your mind, this says, I need help. Because this is how you get to it. We need to add a little help onto here. But so click here, see if I qualify. This talks about DeFi, this space. It's like the wild, wild west, and it can be very, very overwhelming to try to figure out how to navigate in this space. This is how you get to our Zoomers. And even better, this is how you get to the information that you can actually walk through yourself and get yourself set up without coming onto a Zoom with somebody. I want to remind you too that this space, this wild, wild west, it is filled with people who are, their only goal in life is to get all of your tokens into their wallet. It's a great place for scammers, and that's really, it's the worst part about crypto in my mind, because it is so new still. It's just a place where people go to get your money. And we've seen it happen over and over and over again. So our entire Nexus ecosystem is built to try to help people in this space hang on to your crypto, right? That's our goal. All of our projects, you'll see, help you understand what you have with your crypto. That's the Insights platform. Help you keep it safe. That's Safufied. Help you get into a project pre-swap, before it actually launches to the public. That's Catapult Swap. This page is going to tell you about all of our projects and how we are here to help keep you safe. Our Zoomers will always be on camera, at least in the beginning of the call. They might turn it off at some point, but you will never get onto a Zoom call and start the process without seeing their face and knowing who they are. You can double check their name against in our Telegram to make sure they indeed are one of our admins. I mean, if you want to get into this space the safest way possible, I truly believe that this is it. So once you come out here, you enter your email address. No, I can't grab. I'm just trying to find a new email. I don't know how far in the process I am with this one, but let's see. I heard about it from a friend. You're going to hit next. It took me way ahead of where I need to be, right? It did. So the next question on here, and if I cleared my cookies, I could show it to you. But the next question actually is, are you new to crypto? You don't have any crypto experience, or you have a little bit of experience. You're going to tick one of those boxes, and then it's going to start you exactly where you should be. There's a blinking button on here that I want you all to see. It's probably underneath my face. It might be. But it's right over here. It's yellow and it says I'm stuck. And as you scroll the page, no matter where you are, you can get to that I'm stuck button. When you click that, it's going to open up the chat with our support agents. And if our agents are online, they will come on here and ask you what you need help with. You can ask your question without going to Zoom. You can ask your questions here, right? And then they're going to give you a link to Zoom if you do want to go and join them. But this whole platform is brilliant. And again, if you would rather just go through on your own and do these things on your own, you certainly can. We've got videos, we've got text, we've got everything you need out here. So I encourage everybody to come here to the Nexus Ecosystem page, nexusecosystem.io, scroll the page, read about our projects, get yourself a little True Badger, get yourself a little Insights, some Sapu-fied, and read about some of the next projects that are coming. It's a great place to go. This is how you're going to get to Carolyn and her team. I'm excited about this. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about is when Rhonda was saying, you look, the markets are all going absolutely nuts, right? They go up and they go down and they fluctuate all the time. This is the stock market. This is crypto market. This is Forex market. It doesn't matter what market you're in, you're going to watch it do this. Now, what Doug taught us a long, long time ago when we first started looking at crypto, he taught us, or at least this is my interpretation, to look at those charts as if I'm surfing, as if I'm on a surfboard. The waves come and go. It's constantly doing this. Sometimes it goes high, sometimes it goes low. Sometimes it's important to understand how to step back from a chart and look at not just today, not just this week, but look at the month, look at the year, look at beyond that. Because at Bitcoin right now, it's down around 36 last time I checked, which is 30,000 over where I'd like it to be so that I can buy one full Bitcoin at $6,000. I'm just putting it out there again. So I love watching that price go down because that's when everything is on sale. You get more for your money when the price is low. You get more tokens for your money. So again, with the surfing, if you look at Bitcoin, the surfing happened like this. It stayed flat for a very long time, and then it went way up high, and then it did a big down. But if you back away from it and look at it, your big high is up here and your big down is only to here, where you were surfing for a long time way down here. You gotta look at the big picture, not just focus in on today. The other thing I want to say is when you have tokens, you have a bucket of tokens. No matter what tokens you have a bucket of them. When that price is high, that bucket contains the same amount of tokens as when that price is low. So you can either wait until the price is high and sell some of your tokens at that nice higher price. If you sell them down here, you have to use a lot of tokens to get the amount of money maybe that you want to get out of your tokens. So always remember, if the price comes down, you still have the same amount of tokens. There's no guarantees in this space. When that price goes back up, you still have the same amount of tokens. As long as what, ladies? You don't sell.
That we do run into people that come into the room and they say, "Oh, I've lost some money," and I was like, "Well, where did you lose it? Where is it gone?" Well, the price is. Oh, did you sell? No. What have you lost? You still have the same tokens you started with. Yeah, but you still have the same amount of tokens you started with. And I draw on my big well of patience sometimes when people get really excited with me. And we've always told people, do not put anything in that you can't afford to lose. You don't know what's going to happen. There are no guarantees. You don't bet the farm. That's the only advice we give. You don't bet the farm, but only, and then you have to be prepared. If you aren't prepared for that up and down, it's an emotional roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
I'm up, oh, I'm down, I'm down. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. And and I don't know how many times people have they come in and they're just wringing their hands and they're frustrated and I can't do this. It's so hard. And it's just,
very emotional.
it's take a breath and walk away. You've got your tokens, close the door, close your computer, go play ball, go play in the yard, go garden, to go shovel, whatever the season, and just forget about it. Because that's really what we're doing, is we're going to hold on. No matter what the market does, we're going to hold on.
And speaking of seasons, we are in the season of accumulation right now. This is the season that we're in this crypto space. It's the season of accumulation. If you believe in the token, if you believe in the coin, accumulate. The price is low. You get more for your money if you have a little, and especially in the DeFi space, we're talking about a $5 purchase gets you
5 million tokens.
Millions of tokens. Right? I mean, why not pop five more dollars? And when it's so low, accumulate low. It makes your break-even price come down, right?
Yes, and like you said, if it was easy, more people would already be doing it.
And then you wouldn't have the returns that we can,
exactly
possibilities that we can get today.
And we were talking about the scamming that goes on in the whole business, and it's and that's, I think, part of the reason why there isn't a lot of people in, because they are afraid. There's fear working both sides. There's FOMO, there's fear of missing out, but there's fear of jumping in at the same time. And the only way to allay those fears is by education, learning what you're doing, being guided through the whole process, and knowing, just the knowing of what you're getting into. And beware of the scammers.
Hey, I just have to ask a question. When we first started getting into this space, were we super, super excited about figuring out how to do it? I mean, was it so exciting that we just jumped right in and set up a wallet immediately and we're like, boom, that was easy, done?
It was so easy. We were like, could you please just take my money and do it for me?
Right.
And I can remember the look on the fella's face who I asked that, and he was like, in your dreams. Because and you know what? I had to figure it out. You had to figure it out. You had to figure it out. We were all scared. We were all learning a new language. I heard Peter say he speaks several languages, or somebody introduced him as speaking several languages. And I know this is like way, way off topic, but I was watching Dr. Phil the other day, and they were talking about crypto, and it was so interesting because who in the audience knows what they were saying? Nobody raised that. I do.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't believe, having been absolutely immersed in the business for the last, what has it been, 8 months now or so, that we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And it's still an early opportunity.
Oh,
it's
huge.
Still, people don't know. People don't know what they don't know.
Right. 8 months on the DeFi side, right? But then prior to that, we were all
DigiBot. We were
all in Bitcoin and the big cryptos, right? The ones that you can't get the kind of, at the moment, you're not getting the returns that you can get potentially on the DeFi side. But
exactly, the Bitcoin experience, right?
I remember, I don't know if you ladies were on that call when I mean, it brought tears that I couldn't get an account set up. I mean, we know, you guys, we know if you're looking at this and if you're nervous about jumping in, we know we went through it. We were exactly where you are, and we're so happy we did. So happy we jumped,
for sure.
right?
I'm so blessed. When I look at, even in a down market, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm sweet, man. I'm sweet. I'm good. And it was very painful. And honestly, well, I'm going to say, I've thought about it. I'm going to book myself a good old hour with the Zoom group because I'm always that last minute Charlie. Okay, what do I need to do now? Because we're busy doing so many things. And while maybe Deb is explaining where you're going to go to, pick up some polygons so you're ready to get the NFT, I'm busy multitasking and I'm not listening. And I'm gonna have to. I'll book time with the Zoomers and it's anyone but Mark. And
oh, burn.
because he'll just give me a hard time. He knows me too well.
We
I
love
want
Mark.
to explain that.
We
Yeah, I
love
know.
Mark.
Yeah, a disclaimer. It's because he knows me too well and he'll give me a hard time. But to be there with someone that you can, it's a face. I swear, when you go into one of those Zoom rooms, it's going to be a face or a name that you recognize, and from other calls, from AMAs, from the event in Vegas or whatever, and you can instantly go, oh, okay, here's somebody I can talk to because, like you're saying, Carolyn, they can relate to where I'm
It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. I have some memory I have left, and it's like I remember how frustrating and yeah, foreign language.
Yeah.
And even
Steve
when I'm explaining it as best as I can, it still sounds foreign.
Yeah, Steve just put a note in the chat. He remembers well that meeting that I was talking about where some of corporate staff was on and we were trying to learn some of this and I was a wreck trying to figure it out. And now it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, in the grand scheme of
But of
things, that
course,
was so simple that what I was stuck on.
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Oh, the memories are so good. But if you're watching us today, and there are several of you on the YouTube channel, and thank you everybody for following along. Please make sure you click on that subscribe button, ring the bell so you know that when we're on. Thank you for being here. And honestly, it will be the best thing you do for yourself and for your future if you will jump in and learn this crypto space through our
it's here to stay, guys.
it's not going anywhere.
It's here to stay.
Well, it's going somewhere. It's going up because it's going to get bigger.
Right.
It's going to get bigger
right.
and it's going to dominate and change everything that we do. This
things.
blockchain and metaverse and crypto. It's a
mind-blowing,
blossoming new space that's going to offer so many people the opportunity to build their own wealth and be independent and we're not going to have to rely on the big banks and the overlords of Wall Street and all that stuff. We're able to independently get in as a little guy and go, I can do this. I can make my wealth. I can build my nest egg. I can
$5 at a time.
Exactly. Or what I like to say, one chai tea latte, because that's what I gave up. I gave up my chai tea lattes at Starbucks. And that's what I put into Bitcoin, into Digi. I just kept dropping in like 545, 545. And it's as simple as that. You just give up one thing a week and throw it into into your crypto accounts and put a little bit in True Badger one week and a little bit in NSI, and a little bit of SAFU-FI, pick up some BNB because you're going to need that next week for whatever. And it's, a couple little sacrifices that you're not even going to feel.
Yeah.
And you can start building that future. So
I love it. And right now is the best time, guys, because it is the season of accumulation. So I hope everybody gets out there today, tomorrow, get yourself set up. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Carolyn, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Love having you. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks with another episode of DeFi Divas.